Hey everyone, welcome to the Tina.io and TinaDocs Sprint Review and Retro. I'm here with the team and you can see the TinaDocs landing page here, and this is Tina.io. I'll move over to the sprint. So who did we have working? Aman was on for 4.5 days. I was on for the full 5, and we had Zeno for 1 day finishing off some China-Fi stuff. Just blitzing through it, moving on to the review. One of the biggest things that we completed, which was actually the sprint goal as well, up here was the fix the linting in Tina.io. So Aman was doing a bit of a code quality audit on Tina.io, since we're thinking we're going to have to put the TinaDocs landing page in that same repo, and he noticed that the linter wasn't catching anything. So we've updated it to Biome, and he sent through this mega PR, which was fixing a bunch of kind of linting issues that have gone unchecked for a while. I don't know if you want to speak to that for a minute, Aman. I can pass it over to you.
Yeah, so we were using a deprecated package, which was a TSLint, which wasn't working at all. So we just fixed and migrated it to Biome, which seems to working fine with our project. And it is aligned with Tina CMS and other Tina projects.
Cool.
That's good news. Have you updated that tool on the SSW rules?
No. Do we need to update there too?
I can jump in on that one. I actually did that with Jack at some point, I think. Added Biome to the recommended linters on rules.
Yeah. So Aman, if you learn that a tool is better than another tool, and especially if it's new information, then I would always check the rules and update it. So we're doing what we know. So whatever you learn, put it in there.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Moving on in that case, another big kind of one of the more exciting things that we've accomplished this week is a update to this content. So we had a PBI earlier on in the project to add some content, and a lot of it was kind of very dense and AI generated. I was actually getting some help from other interns, Michael, to see if he could understand what it was about, just going through these initial docs. And after about an hour, he still wasn't really sure what the difference between TinaDocs and TinaCMS was. So I've tried to rework it a bit, and I've included in that a lot of screenshots with little hand icons to show you where to click, to how to make changes, where to go, and some other kind of flavor graphics. And these were done pretty quickly in Canva. If later on we want to update them with something nicer, we could do that. And along with that, for accessibility, because some of these things are hard to read, you can now click on them and it opens a modal with the image. So hopefully that is a bit of an accessibility improvement. And another thing that's worth mentioning is now these tabbed code blocks, which used to just be able to have 2 tabs, can have as many tabs as you need. So it's a bit better for polyglot dev environments where you've got all these different options. And now you can kind of convey that. So that's pretty good. Moving back here. And other than that, there were a number of bugs that we were picking up. So there was some, our library we're using was supposed to be used as a singleton, and we missed that for the first time around. So now I've gone and fixed it. And some other stuff like the table of contents wasn't being positioned relative to where the headings were. So it was a list of headings and it wasn't aligned with the headings on the page. Stuff like that we've also fixed, and you can see that here. There's 4 or 5 bugs that we've resolved. Are there any questions about that? I'll give everyone a second. Cool. Moving on, we completed about 38 effort points, which is about what we estimated in the last sprint planning. For the burn up, you can see that it's still the amount of completed and open are pretty evenly moving. We deployed 9 times to TinaIO production and 4 times to the TinaDocs production over the last week. And our SEO for TinaIO has been pretty stable. So we haven't seen many changes to the SEO quality, but not many changes were made to that repo outside of the linting fix. So moving on, AI usage this sprint, it's the same as last week. Aman, Gert, and I have mostly been using Cursor, Yakshaver, and ChatGPT for our work. For the backlog insights, once again, I've included TinaDocs here since it's our focus, and you can see that 92% of the PBIs were made with Yakshaver. So I think a few of those are from Matt, and Aman and I have just been doing all of our PBIs in Yakshaver. So that's pretty great. That's been really convenient. It saved us a lot of time. Moving on to the retrospective, what's good? Matt started testing. We would love to see him work through some more tests with him. He's picked up one kind of major issue with the API document generation, so we need to look into that soon, and a bunch of smaller things to do with the quality of the GitHub repo. That should be pretty straightforward to solve. Another good thing is now there's some visualizations and screenshots in the docs on how to use them. So that hopefully makes it a bit easier to use. And the TinaIO code quality is better after we've reinstated the linter. What isn't going so well is we're still a bit blocked by the landing page designs. We're still improving TinaDocs, so the quality of TinaDocs will keep improving before we release, which is a good thing, but the release will be slightly delayed until we get Michaela back to tell us what to do for the landing page. And Aman feels that the TinaIO code quality is still a problem. There's some dry violations and other issues that he's picked up on. What should we change? We still need someone to monitor Chinese translation PRs from the AI. So I kind of blitzed through that. Are there any questions about that whole sprint review and retro?
If you're blocked by Michaela, why not get Ken or Tiago or another designer to continue? How long will you be blocked?
She's off again. She's off this client work on Thursday and then has some time before she goes on holiday, I think.
Right.
So we're hoping to catch her in that interim period at the moment.
Right. Okay. All right. So why don't we make it so on those days you booked her with another designer so you can all work together, and that if there's more stuff that you need, they can continue.
I think that's a good idea. I'll throw that over to Gert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. Is that okay if we use Ken?
Yeah, Ken or Tiago is fine.
Okay, thanks.
Perfect. That sounds good. I'm keen to start working on that a little more. All right, moving on to the planning. Our sprint goal is going to be to fix any of Matt's feedback. And yep, so that's kind of the priority, at least the ones that he's got there at the moment. And hopefully we'll see some more. We're expecting I'm going to be on for 3 days, I'm on for 5 days, and Gert maybe around a day, but we'll see. And we've got about 24 story point capacity. We've pulled in a lot of Matt's yak shaved issues, but also a couple of other things like the spike that we created last week to decide how we want TinaDocs to fit in with TinaIO that we didn't end up getting to over the last week. So that's been pulled over. And that's pretty much it. Are there any questions about the planning?
All good.
Cool. All right, so that has been the TinaIO TinaDocs sprint review summary. Thanks for listening and hearing about the work we've done. Cheers.
Thanks, Isaac.